I'm Leonard Riggs, and this is my podcast from my head to your ears, and it's my birthday today. It's December 21st as I'm recording this, plus Christmas is coming up quick in a few days, so this is kind of the birthday / Christmas edition of my podcast, and I'm going to talk about that and some other things, and I'm going to take a break, and I'll be right back. I'm Leonard Riggs, and this is my podcast from my head to your ears. And as I mentioned, it's my birthday. This is December 21st, although you'll be hearing it later. So these are the thoughts that I have right now in this moment. And this is called From My Head to Your Ears. So I thought I'd share my thoughts on this holiday season, which I include my birthday in. I took the day off. I always try to take the day off. I enjoy sitting around and just kind of soaking in the day and appreciating another year of life. And I stayed up late with my mom last night. When I say I stayed up late, actually it was all night. I finally laid down in bed about 5:30 a.m. And I normally get up at 5 a.m. So I was up for a good 24 hours. But I fell asleep in the chair for a while. But I got up and changed her and got her comfy and moved her up in the bed and set her up and fixed her a little bowl of pasta and fed her that. And she loves pasta. And then I got her favorite drink, which right now is cranberry Sprite. And I put a little more cranberry juice in it because it's good for her. And drank that down, and it made her very happy. She was smiling, and I said, "Guess what, Mom? It's my birthday. I came out of your belly 57 years ago. Can you believe that?" And she giggled and smiled, and it was the sweetest smile ever. And she just looked at me and smiled, like looking at me like Mom would do. And it just went right to my heart, and it was the most wonderful birthday moment that I can remember, because I really didn't think I'd have her again this year. And I'm very fortunate that I still have her. There's been talk at her last doctor's appointment that she may not make it to her next follow-up in 6 months. And this last doctor visit was about calling in hospice and all the end-of-life things. And it's one thing when you know it's coming, but hearing it, I've said this before, these words just sort of float in the air to me, and they don't really have any substance, and they just, I don't know if I just don't want to accept it, or maybe can't, but I just, it's hard to take. I'm not ready to give her up. I know she's tired, and she would love to go to heaven and be with my dad and all that, but it's very hard to take for me personally. And she's kind of my child at this point, and she gives me a lot of purpose, and that's very selfish, I guess. But once that's over, I no longer have parents at all, and it's just a whole life change that I'm not looking forward to at all. Let me rephrase that. I don't know what's going to happen there, but that's the great unknown. And that's life, I guess. We all will go through it, and it's natural that you lose your parents before they lose you. So I've been fortunate that I made it to 57 with at least one of my parents. But with that having been said, I've had a great day. I've heard from a lot of friends. Had a lot of social media birthday wishes, amazingly. An amazing amount of people I've heard from today. My sister stopped by with her grandkids, and they're adorable. My nephews, Cooper and Cameron, and they loved all my cats, and it was a good day. And she changed Mom for me as a birthday present, which I appreciated. So, it was a great day. Then my sister Cindy and I had pizza and birthday cake, and my cat Sunny jumped almost into the birthday cake, but he landed on top of the cake without hitting the cake. I think he hit it with his leg a little bit, just a tiny bit where he got a little icing on his leg. But that was almost a disaster. He's 25 pounds, so that's kind of, amazing that he didn't fall in the cake. Anyway, I'm going to take a break because actually I'm about to choke. So, I will be right back with more of From My Head to Your Ears. I'm Leonard Riggs. I'm going to go, excuse me, cough, and I'll be right back. I'm Leonard Riggs, and this is my podcast From My Head to Your Ears. I'm back after a little choking break. I don't know how I made it through that last segment. I started to choke like right at the beginning, and I kind of was controlling it and trying to do some self-hypnosis, trying to say, no, you're not going to do it. And I did really well till the end, and I just couldn't hold it anymore. So I apologize for that shorter segment, but I was about to lose my my crap and start hacking, which is kind of rude, much like I did at the end of the segment. But but no, as I mentioned, it is my birthday, and it's also the first day of winter, and Christmas is just a few days away, and I thought I would talk about that. And it's kind of weird right now here in Southern Illinois, where actually it was cold, really cold at the beginning of the week, but now it's warming up. It was 50 degrees today and sunny on the first day of winter, and Christmas is supposed to be rainy and 60, which is not my ideal Christmas weather. I do like it. At least I like it cold, so it feels like Christmas. But, you take what you take, and just be glad that you're still around for another Christmas and you still have your loved ones around you and whatever. So I've talked about Christmas in past podcasts about how I have to work through it and how hard that is for me. But I only work 4 hours on Christmas this year, so it's kind of it's okay. I can deal. It's kind of, Christmas is evolving into something else for me. It's always, for many years, it was about what I wanted, and what I wanted kind of changed over the years. And then Christmas became about my parents and kind of spoiling them. And as they seemingly kind of became my children, which sounds weird, but I love to spoil my mom and dad and get them lots of stuff. And I love to buy things. I would love to buy things for everybody if I had the money. I love to give gifts, more so than getting gifts. I usually buy what I want for me, and I appreciate gifts from anybody, but I just love giving more than getting. Always have, always will. And, I don't know if I always. I think when I was a kid, I sure did want a lot. I think my mom called me Leonard I Want Riggs. But when I was a little kid, I would make these little things for my family. I would try to make stuff because I like to give then even. But when my dad died, it was really hard at Christmas time because I'd always see things that he would like, and that was kind of sad. But my mom, being at the point of Alzheimer's, she doesn't even know what day it is anymore. So I'm mostly buying her things she can use. But I did buy her a little galaxy projector it's a nightlight that projects the stars on the ceiling and stuff. I thought she would like that this year. I thought that would be pleasant for her. Probably my cats will like it too, maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of looking forward to plugging that in and trying it. Plus, I'll just get her some night clothes and some blankets and that kind of things for her. But yeah, like I said, Christmas has just changed through the years, and after she's gone, I guess I'll do something different. I don't know what. I still have family. But mostly what I enjoy at Christmas is the atmosphere. I enjoy the watching of the movies and the listening to the music, and I love Christmas carols. And so, I mean, if it just comes down to me drinking a cup of hot cocoa on Christmas, listening to Christmas music, that's what I'll do, and I'll make it what I do for Christmas. It'll be the new tradition. Sounds kind of lonely, but it doesn't bother me to be alone. I'll miss, yeah, I mean, I can't say that, but it doesn't bother me to be alone. I don't know how it's going to be. I've never been alone on Christmas, but I feel like I'm jabbering on and not making any sense at this point, but hopefully I'm making sense to you. I don't know. Christmas is, to me, more of a feeling than it is an event. It's a warm, magical time. I don't know. I'm going to take a break, and I'll be right back with more of my podcast. I'm Leonard Riggs, and this is From My Head to Your Ears. I'm Leonard Riggs, and this is my podcast From My Head to Your Ears, and I'm going to talk about in this segment about Christmas movies. I mentioned I do a Christmas movie festival in addition to my Halloween movie festival, but I've enjoyed the last few years because I had a handful of Christmas movies, and most of them are old favorites, but trying to stretch it out into 25 days is kind of, at first it was kind of hard. I don't like, the modern Christmas movies are either the sappy ones from the Hallmark Channel or the goofy ones with slapstick, almost stooge-like humor. I don't know. They're okay. Like the Santa Claus is kind of an odd film to me. You know, you kill Santa, and that would have horrified me as a child that he killed Santa. That would have been just the end. I wouldn't have liked that movie as a kid. I don't really care for it now. It's okay, I guess. If you like it, that's, good for you. But I hate the Jim Carrey Grinch movie. I hate it. I tried to like it. I actually like the soundtrack. You can't beat that Faith Hill song, Where Are You Christmas? But to me, it's just Jim Carrey in a green suit, and it loses the heart of the story to me. Much prefer the animated classic with Boris Karloff narrating, and to me, that is the perfect version of the Grinch. Can't beat it. But what I do love, I told you before, I like the Waltons Christmas movie. I love The Little House on the Prairie. So, a lot of TV shows in the 70s had great Christmas episodes. The Little House on the Prairie had some really good ones early on. Christmas Comes to Willow Creek. And 8 is Enough has the best Christmas episode ever called Yes, Nicholas, There is a Santa Claus. In it, Tom Bradford, the father, he's a writer for a newspaper, and he has a column, and he writes about Christmas, and an old man reads his article and takes offense to it, and ends up robbing the Bradfords of their Christmas presents, and the kids are all distraught, but they try to make the best of their Christmas under the advice of their new stepmother, Abby, and they all make gifts, and they try to make the best of a Christmas. Meanwhile, Tommy, the middle child, one of the middle children in the family, is having a really rough time with this Christmas. It's his first Christmas without his real mother. The first season of 8 is Enough featured Diana Hyland, who died of breast cancer, and she played the mother, and they wrote it in the script that she passed away as her mother, and Tom Bradford remarried Abby, who was Tommy's tutor for a while, and Tommy's tutor. That sounds funny. But she was played by the great Betty Buckley. You might remember her from the movie Carrie. But Betty Buckley is a wonderful singer and actress, and she really wasn't that old in this show. She actually was younger than one of the daughters, but she was playing older. But anyway, I digress. She's trying not to replace the mother, but trying to be a motherly figure, and trying to figure out what's wrong with Tommy. It's really bothering everybody. He won't join in on the family fun. Meanwhile, someone finds a gift hidden in the cabinet from Tommy's real mother, from their real mother, and it's Tommy's gift. So Abby's trying to figure out what to do with it, and she thinks maybe Tom Sr. needs to give it to him. So that's kind of a subplot of the film. But meanwhile, they find the old man. As it turns out, it's Will Geer from the Waltons, and he's actually a lonely old man, and they end up kind of falling in love with him and inviting him to Christmas dinner. And there's all sorts of subplots that are a lot of fun in this show. Actually, I wish they would just splice these together as a TV movie, because it's actually that good. And as it turns out, the real mom that passed bought special presents for her kids, and it was Tommy's turn. And it was a book, and I can't remember the book, but at the end they give him the present, and there's, oh God, it's a tearjerker moment. It actually always makes me cry a little bit. But that is such a good episode. But TV movies, there were a lot of great Christmas movies for television. I mentioned the Waltons movie, The House Without a Christmas Tree, the story of Abby Mills. That is such a really great movie. It was filmed, it's actually on videotape. It's a cheap movie that CBS aired, I think in 1972. And there was a series of movies featuring these characters. It was Abby Mills, her father, James, and her grandmother, played by Mildred Natwick. The father's played by Jason Robards, and Abby's played by Lisa Lucas, I believe. And it's a great little slice of life movie about a little girl who could not figure out why her dad wouldn't let her have a Christmas tree. As it turns out, her dad is still mourning the loss of his wife, Abby's mother, and Christmas is especially hard for him because I believe Abby's mother loved Christmas so much, and he kind of blames Abby being born on his wife's death. So there's a lot of bitterness there, and that's why he won't have a tree. And at the end, he gets her a tree, and it's such a good show. And gladly they released it on DVD, and you can find it on Amazon. That's just a great movie. Like I said, there's a whole series. There's a Thanksgiving, and Easter, and a Valentine's special. You can find all of them on the DVD collections. There's 2 of each movies on each DVD set. I love Christmas with the Cranks. That's fun. That's kind of a hijink kind of film, but still it's got a heart to it. It's not like Jingle All the Way with Arnold Schwarzenegger, just about getting a present for his kid. I didn't like that. That's kind of the commercial side of Christmas. Miracle on 34th Street, always a classic, any version of that. I kind of favor the original, but I really like the Mara Wilson version with, I can't think of who else is in that one, but I have that version. I love my Olivia Newton-John Christmas movies, The Christmas Romance, which is kind of like the Hallmark movies, but it's got Olivia Newton-John in it. So, that's right there a reason to watch. And A Mom for Christmas, which I really think is a sweet film. And it has 2 Olivia songs in it that never released, and that aggravates me. The fans were hoping they would release those songs because they were really wonderful. They were written by John Ferrer, who wrote the songs from Grease and everything. So they're just kind of sitting in the vault somewhere. I don't know if they'll ever see the light of day, but I really wish they would. I don't know if she has complete recordings of those songs, or maybe they were just little snippets of songs. I don't know. Maybe that's the problem. But I love those movies. Actually, I'm watching them tonight in my festival. I watch those on my birthday. Both of them aired around my birthday. Of course, well, I guess so, because my birthday is December 21st. But, and I believe it rained on both nights those movies aired. It's funny because one came out in 1994, The Christmas Romance, and A Mom for Christmas came out in 1990. And both times those movies aired, it stormed, and I had weather alerts coming across the bottom of the movies. I had videotaped them, and it was kind of irritating. And I think they interrupted a little bit of A Christmas Romance for a weather bulletin. Never can't have any fun. This is why we can't have anything nice. Yeah, it goes to show you the weather in Southern Illinois has always been odd. My mind's racing. I don't ever write anything down, so I'm just pulling movies out of my head. It happened on Fifth Avenue, aired on Turner Movie Classics, and someone pointed that out to me. And I tell you what, that is a good movie, but I did not get to see the ending. And I tried to order it for this year for my film festival, but it's not going to arrive till after Christmas. But I might get it for next year. It's about an old man, kind of a hobo, that moves into a house that is deserted for the Christmas season, and the owner actually leaves for a while. So he lives in this house through Christmas and winter, and then he leaves before the owner comes back. And he befriends a lot of people and lets them stay in the house. So it's really a cute film. It's an older film. I'm not sure of the years and stuff. There's also, oh shoot. There's so many other movies that I've been discovering that just... I love The Belle of St. Mary's with Bing Crosby, and Going My Way. White Christmas with Bing Crosby is one of my absolute favorites and was my dad's favorite Christmas movie. And that's very sentimental for me. Holiday Inn's another movie that features White Christmas. I think it was written for that movie, White Christmas was. But that's more about all the holidays. But it's definitely a Christmas movie. Meet Me in St. Louis has that great Christmas section of the movie. It kind of covers the whole year, which the movie is about the upcoming World's Fair in St. Louis. But the Christmas segment features Judy Garland singing Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas, which was written for the movie as well. So that's a great movie. So lots of great movies you can check out. Some people say Die Hard's a Christmas movie. If you want it to be, by gosh, I think, Lethal Weapon also, you can count as a Christmas movie. Isn't it set at Christmas? So anyway, you can do what you want. It's a free country, but I just prefer the warm, classic family movies like that at Christmas time. And there's many versions of A Christmas Carol, which is my absolute favorite Christmas story. I like the George C. Scott version. One of my friends said they don't like George C. Scott. I bought the Patrick Stewart version this year, and I'm going to watch that because I can't find the Alastair Sim version anywhere. So that's a really good one. My first taste of that story was an animated special that they would air the day after Thanksgiving on CBS, and I found that on Amazon Prime a few years ago, but I don't know if it's still there. It was really nice to see that again. Really well done cartoon, and I really enjoyed that. Kind of captures the magic of Christmas for me. Well, I'm going to take a break, and I'll be right back with some more. I'm Leonard Riggs. This is From My Head to Your Ears. I'm Leonard Riggs, and this is my podcast From My Head to Your Ears, and I'm back. I think I'm going to wind this one up. I'm very tired. It's been kind of a long day. I'm going to go watch my Christmas movies with Olivia Newton-John, and I'm going to enjoy the rest of my birthday tonight. And I've got some wrapping to do and presents and cleaning and just all kinds of stuff that's going to happen. I'm off tomorrow, and then I go back to work for the weekend, and then it's Christmas. Goes by way, way, way too fast. I really wish it would just slow down so I can stop and enjoy the moment. But time is not my friend sometimes. But anyway, I always thank you guys for listening. I've enjoyed this podcast immensely. It was nice to have my friend Craig Edwards on the last 2 episodes. I've been wanting to do that for a while with him. Again, I've got some people that are wanting to do podcasts with me. I hope to do that in the next year, and I'm gonna go feed my mom and put on my movies and get her comfortable for bed, and then I'm gonna take a nice winter's nap, even though it's 50 degrees outside. So Merry Christmas. Next week, Christmas will be over, and we'll be talking about New Year's again. So I'm Leonard Riggs, and this is my podcast, From My Head to Your Ears. Thank you for listening.